Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law, and here we are in the new year. So happy New Year to everybody. We are having a wonderful time. It's a little chilly, but that's what January is supposed to be. And we have a special guest today, Dawn Smith, who's going to talk to us about all the things we want to accomplish in 2025 with regard to our good health. Welcome to the show, Dawn. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm great.
Yeah. Now, I understand that you have a medical degree from the University of Florida, right?
Yes, that was a long time ago. After I graduated, I ended up staying home to raise my children. And then along the way, I realized how much nutrition and preventative medicine was important. So now I'm on that side.
Well, that's wonderful. I think that, having a medical background is so important when you're talking about how to stay in good shape, nutrition, fitness. I know you've told me you like to work out a lot and stay in shape, and I do as well. It's something that I'm very passionate about. When I was 49 years old, I hired a personal trainer 3 times a week, and I said, I want to be in better shape when I'm 50 than I was in my 49th birthday.
Absolutely.
And I don't set any absolute goals. I just want to be in better shape than I was the birthday before.
That's perfect.
And I've been doing that for over 30 years. So, for me, I needed the discipline of having somebody who held me accountable. So that I'm sure that works in all the disciplines, not just working out. Let's talk about your business, which is Absolute Wellness and Weight Loss. So wellness and weight loss, obviously those two go together. Yes. in most cases. Why don't you give me a little background about how you got into the business and what are your focuses in your business?
Okay. Well, as I mentioned, my background was in medicine, and then when I stayed home with my children, that was a great time. We always stayed very busy and active and wanted to set a good example for them and wanting to always be able to do everything they wanted to do and do it with them. So we rock climb, we do a lot. So being active and eating well, that was always a big focus. Also, in family history, my father passed at 49. So knowing that, staying healthy, I wanted to be there for them. So a friend of mine that I knew in medical school, I started to work with him after my kids were older. I had a weight loss clinic here in town. And then he and his wife moved, and they said, do you want to take over the business? And I ran with it.
It's great. So why don't you tell our listeners and viewers what you do at this clinic, because I know you're just not weight loss. You're a lot more. You're more holistic as far as trying to figure out how to get people in good shape.
Right. So the main focus is nutrition, but a lot goes into that. There's a lot of mental things, life. So education is huge. So we do focus on the food. That's foremost, but educating people about food value, choices that they make, going out to dinner, holidays, all of that, because it's life. And we're working on changing your lifestyle, not just a quick fix.
Well,
I want people to keep the weight off, not just lose it.
Well, let's dig into it. Okay, I'm a client coming in, and I'm saying, Dawn, I feel like I need to lose some weight, get in better shape. What are some of the programs you offer, and how would I get started?
Okay, so we talk a lot when somebody first comes in. Find out what their goals are and really dig deep into what their why is, because that's what's going to help people stay.
So, Dawn, if I come in and I say, I want to lose 25 pounds and I would like, whatever services you have, I'm willing to invest the money. I'm focused in on, getting into good health. How would you start out?
We start nutrition. So most people start with a modified ketogenic plan, which they would start with a starter package, which gives them 2 weeks worth of food and some of the supplements that I use. It's just vitamins. Everything we do is through food. I don't provide any medications, but I do want to provide support for body processes to be able to lose the weight and stay healthy while you're doing it.
So what you're trying to do is put the body into a situation where it's burning fat but maintaining muscle.
Correct.
And you do that by, is it like tricking the system or what?
No, it's just the right portions of the macros. So it's a certain percentage of fat, protein, and carbs, but it's done through our products. Like I said, so they use, depending on where they are weight-wise, we want to make sure they get enough protein. So all of the food that I have is 15 grams of protein. So every meal has that. So 45 to 60 grams of protein comes from our products, and then the rest comes from the lean protein from the store. And then you get some more nutrients from your vegetables, and that's where you're going to get your carbs as well. So the package that they start with, there's a wide variety of things for them to do. So we have, people are like, oh, of course there's shakes. Well, yes, there's going to be shakes, but there's soups, there's chili, there's bars, there's chips, there's cereal, there's
a real
drinks,
food.
And everything has 15 grams of protein. We have hot chocolate. It's 15 grams of protein. So right now, when it's nice and chilly, people are really using that hot chocolate. But they can, and they get that in. Typically, it's normally dinner because that's when they're sitting down with their family that they'll do their protein, and then they spread out their vegetables during the day. And they come in and we check in weekly, and they just start losing weight. And we do body measurements as well because, as you know, sometimes your body is responding to things that have happened. I mean, you can be retaining fluid. When you step on that scale, it's measuring everything that's in there. If you've got extra water, so it may look like you're not losing weight, but when we do measurements and people start seeing, we also do pictures because that's very revealing too. But they see that they're losing these inches, but so if it's a day that they're like, oh, well, I only lost 1 pound. And I'm like, yeah, but you lost 3 inches. I mean, that's huge because fat takes up so much more space in the body. So the only reason they're changing shape is because they're losing fat, which is what we want.
Yeah, muscle weighs more than fat, right?
Muscle and fat weigh the same. A pound is a pound.
Right.
But fat takes up more room.
Right.
So muscle is denser, so it takes up less room in the body.
Yeah.
So, that is, growing up, that's all you hear. Muscle weighs more than fat, but it's really not that because if you have a pound of feathers, it's still a pound.
A pound, right. It weighs more from the standpoint of
the amount of room it takes.
The volume.
Exactly.
The volume.
So exactly. So as you start losing fat, your body starts changing shape, and it's amazing when people are changing clothes sizes, and it's great. And we take pictures periodically too, because when you're looking in the mirror all the time, you don't necessarily see the changes yourself. But when we take it every couple of months and you can see the actual changes, it's like, wow.
Well, I have 2 wardrobes because I go between medium and large, and so it depends on whether or not I put 5 pounds on or lost 5 pounds as far as what wardrobe. So what are the people telling you that are in the program as far as, do they feel hungry? Do they focus in on it during the day? Is it something that's difficult for them to adapt to?
So with the modified ketogenic plan, it is going into ketosis. So there are some things you might experience the first couple of days. But after you are in ketosis, ketones are satiating, so you are less hungry. And sometimes people are like, I don't necessarily want to get all my food in, but you need to get all your food in because you need your protein.
Right.
So even if it's, even if you're not hungry, get that last little packet in so that we can make sure that you do that.
Some people think that starving themselves is the proper way to lose weight, and they don't stay on it very long, right? Because you can't.
Right. So unfortunately, yes, you might lose a little bit as you starve, but then your body goes into starvation mode and it holds on, because it needs to make sure it has the energy for flight or flight or for things that are going to happen. It needs to be able to protect itself. So it's going to start holding on to things, and you're not going to lose weight if you starve yourself.
So what kind of a diet did, our great ancestors, who were, farmers and, 1,000, 2,000 years ago, you didn't see a ton of fat people 1,000 years ago, right?
I think people were a lot more active too. Food had better value then as well. I mean, we've done so much with processed foods. There's the thing. They were eating grown food and, food from the animals. We now have so much processed food that has so much sugar in it, so many carbohydrates. Back when the whole low-fat thing came about, things were put a lot more carbs in there to make it taste good. Well, when your body burns through and uses what it needs, whatever's left over, it can get converted and stored as fat. So even though you're taking in carbs, if you don't burn through everything, you're going to gain weight because of all the carbs.
So that gets us into, exercise, and I know you're skilled in that. Let's talk a little bit about that. What are some exercise routines that you recommend for people that, are just kind of getting into it?
First and foremost, walking is fantastic. So anything that can get your heart rate up, just consistently for 20 to 30 minutes, that would be great. Core work, we definitely need that. But
core meaning like your stomach and that area?
Well, that's part of your core, but everything from here down to your knee, I mean, in between.
Oh,
where
so
the
from
whole
your
core,
chest
yes,
down to...
Yeah. So,
okay, if
so
you're
it's your
playing,
back,
yeah.
your back, your abdomen, all of that areas, we want strong core. So it's what's going to support your body.
That's the strike zone in baseball, Your chest down to your knees, right? Okay, so that's your core.
So yes, we want to work core areas. So it all depends. If I have somebody that comes in that is very heavy, it may be hard for them to do a lot of exercises. So there's always that old thing: you can't out-train a bad diet. So we work on nutrition first, and that was something that was very interesting too during COVID. I started doing a lot of remote work as well, because people had family members that were out of town that were stuck in the house and couldn't lose weight. So I expanded. Instead of just seeing people in my office, I do a lot of remote work. And just for one example, I have a client that's in New Jersey, actually New York, but type 2 diabetes, use on insulin, in the house, couldn't work out or anything. So we started started shipping to him. We met weekly on the phone, and he lost 50 pounds. His blood sugar is under better control than it's ever been. And now he goes out and started going back to the gym and can, take long walks. And so that's huge. So was the nutrition first, then we worked on the movement. If people come to me and they're already exercising, we can run with that too. But we need to work on the right types of exercises during that.
So what are some things people can do at home as far as exercising?
Well, I have a lot of at-home programs that I can help people do that you sign up for and that you work. You can use the TV to do that. So entire programs that it's like I don't know if you want to say Netflix of workouts. And then we work to find what is going to help them. But initially, I just want people to get out and start moving, walking. Planks are a good thing. I mean, if we're working on core. But I have a sheet that I can give people that they can work on things that have progressions and regressions, just minor things so that they can start doing that at home. And then I help them follow entire programs by doing it online.
What about stretching exercise? Did you incorporate that?
Absolutely. Stretching is very important. That's part of a whole workout program.
Yeah, I this afternoon, before the show, every week I have a standing appointment. I do 1 hour of stretching and massage therapy.
That's fantastic.
And I've been doing that for 20 years. And for those out there that are listening, it's awesome, okay, because as you age, you lose flexibility, mobility, your balance, your flexibility, and your strength. Those are the three things that you lose as you age. However, there are things you can do
Absolutely.
to maintain that so that you're not a hunched over 80-year-old, hobbling along with a cane, right?
Absolutely. So, but
what kind of routine do you do, an exercise routine?
Right now, I switch it up a lot right now. What I'm working on at home is it's a Pilates-based focus. because I am actually personally right now leading some women through a hormone health group. So balancing hormones through exercise, nutrition, and stress reduction. So that's just something new, and I'm actually going through it myself for the first time, so I'm learning a lot with it as well. But this type of program is something that doesn't spike your cortisol. So hormones that your stress hormone.
So, I mean, are there a lot of women? You're going through menopause. Is that when you say hormone, or is it you're not just people that are going through menopause? It's other conditions.
It's all yes. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can go with hormones, but probably primarily a lot of these women are premenopausal or postmenopausal, so that are going through it. But there's a lot that can be done through nutrition, exercise, and stress reduction to help with that. Specifically, using the right amount of fat so that you can make hormones, getting the right amount of protein. And reducing your sugar load. So basically removing things that cause stressors on the body so that your cortisol doesn't spike. So that's a very specific niche thing that I'm working on with some people. Most everyone else, like I said, I meet everybody where they are and what's going to fit into their lifestyle. Because I have a lot of people that'll ask me, they're like, well, what's the best program to do? And I say, the one you're going to stick with.
Correct.
So we work with people to find what's going to make them want to stick with it. It can be the best program in the world, but if you don't do it, it's not going to work.
I know. Well, Dawn's a medical doctor, which to me adds value because you understand the human body. You spent, most of your adult life, studying it, right? And so these are not what you'd call fads. Okay, what we're talking about today are really hardcore principles that have existed. People have been aware of it for a long time. However, what you're doing is to help package it and present it to people because that it shortens the learning curve.
Right. And if you have somebody that you can work with, that's always a better thing. Again, we've talked about support, accountability, education. I think that's one thing that helps my people stick with it. And I mean, like I said, we become very close. I mean, you get to know somebody really well. And I mean, I just love seeing everybody every week. And it's like meeting a friend every week. So I really care about what's happening to them, and they can feel it. And so we work together very well, and it works.
A lot of this is very similar to what we do in our law firm at Meldon Law. We have key performance indicators, and one of our mantras is, what gets measured gets accomplished. And we have accountability, and every morning, all the different positions, whatever their key performance indicators are on a big chart, and everybody can see it. And that's accountability.
Oh, absolutely, right? absolutely.
Well, not only it's you and your therapist, but it's you and your the rest of your team around you. You don't want to disappoint as far as the team. So I understand just how important the program you put together is, because, like I said, for me, I'd probably be over the hill if I didn't have accountability. I didn't have somebody there, and that's what you're providing. The education, the plan, accountability, and to those of you out there that are concerned about the cost, I promise you it's minuscule compared to what it will cost for you to be sick and ill and not feeling good and living your half-assed life. I shouldn't say that, but living half of your potential. Okay, that because as a personal injury attorney, we see a lot of people that are banged up in accidents, and then I get into their medical charts, and all of a sudden I see diabetes and heart problems and overweight and all these comorbid conditions, and I feel so bad because I like my clients. I want to help them. I want to, inspire them to do better. And it's very important that they have somebody to kind of guide them in the right direction. I'm their lawyer. I'm not their fitness counselor their health nutrition counselor. So I want to encourage everybody. It's January, by the way, and everybody, makes all these, promises to themselves. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But generally, very few people follow through.
So research suggests that only about 9% actually stick with their resolutions, and 43% have quit by the end of January.
Okay, so now it's time to tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Dawn, at Absolute Wellness and Weight Loss. Now, you're located in Gainesville, correct? Yes. Okay, what's the phone number and your website and any Facebook page and all that?
So absolutewellnessandweightloss.com. That one's very easy. And it's 352-240-6595. And then if I'm on Facebook, there's Absolute Wellness and Weight Loss there. You can follow me. I've got my personal Facebook page too that I put a lot of stuff on there too. Instagram is the same thing. It's Absolute Wellness and Weight Loss.
Well, that's great. I want to thank you so much for being here as a guest. And if there's any message that, I have to other people is you have to find somebody who's going to inspire you, hold you accountable, give you a well-reasoned plan, not something that's, pie in the sky, and that there's really no shortcut to good health. You have to want it. You have to put the time in. You have to have somebody help guide you through it. So Dawn is a medical doctor. She's skilled. She's been doing this her whole life. Dawn Smith at Absolute Wellness and Weight Loss in Gainesville. Please do yourself a favor and give Dawn a call. She'll meet with you. You'll check it out, see what you want, and you'll go from there. So I want to, thank you all for listening, and I think now's a great time to get inspired and do something to help yourself. Thank you very much, Dawn. I appreciate you joining us.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there. And I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again!
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey! Somebody else hit us!
Here we go again. Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. We've got a great show for you today. Dawn Smith, MD, who talks about healthy weight loss and getting yourself back to your prime condition. Very, very important. A couple things coming up. So the Gator basketball team is hot, and they did lose a game to Kentucky, and tonight they're playing at Tennessee, and I'm here at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. You can see the head ball coach has all his memorabilia in the museum here, and it's a restaurant. Come and join us. The place is jumping right now with excitement. There's a 7 o'clock tip-off for the Gators and Tennessee. Tennessee is ranked number 1 in the country. The Gators are ranked number 8 in the country. Both have great teams, and it looks to be a terrific game. We are giving away $19.71. 1971 is the year Meldon Law was founded. And we are doing that for every free throw made by the Gator men's team and the women's team. So support the Gators. All the money is being donated to the Ronald McDonald House in Gainesville. So a great cause, and we support them. If you want to do something terrific, go volunteer to help them at the Ronald McDonald House. Cook a meal. They have over 100 suites there for families whose kids are having serious, life-threatening conditions, whether it's cancer, leukemia, heart problems, and the families are helped out through the Ronald McDonald Charities. Most of the money is raised from the community, although the McDonald's does donate some money to it, but it's a community venture, and we strongly support it at Meldon Law. Texas, University of Texas, Longhorns coming to play basketball January 18th. That's going to be a huge game, and Meldon Law is giving away 2 great seats, $250 to spend for swag at the UF bookstore, dinner for 2 at Texas Roadhouse, and if you're lucky, maybe we'll even get you a cowboy hat. So Texas is coming to town. Gymnastics first meet is January 10th. Michigan State, Nebraska, Northern Illinois are coming to town for gymnastics, and you're going to see Olympic quality talent on display in Gainesville. That's Friday night, 6:45. January 10th, Oldies But Goodies Car Show in Williston, January 25th at Homestead Park. Our good friends out there do a terrific job at Williston, and let's see if we can support them. Grandview Invitational Casino Night, January 31st in Ocala. Mark your calendars. It's going to be a great event at the Florida Horse Park. So if you want tickets, they're $25 online. Just look up Grandview Invitational Casino Night, and you will see it's going to be a blast. There's going to be music, drinks, food, and it's going to be really special. Lake City, Columbia County Chamber of Commerce is having their big annual ball February 1st. Check it out. We're giving away tons of tickets for all these sporting events. There's men's basketball, women's basketball, there's gymnastics. We certainly have giveaways for all the sports, including baseball when we start up in about a month or so, and women's softball. So Meldon Law, the only official injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators, we get a lot of tickets as part of our relationship with the Gators, and we turn around and give them out on our Facebook page, Meldon Law. So check us out, and we will be there. Also, for those of you that haven't heard our regular radio show since 2002, we have a radio show on WSKY 97.3 FM, and yours truly is on the show at 10:30 every Saturday morning, talking about Law Talk live. And what that means is you can call in, get questions answered, or you can just listen. And we cover everything, not only law, but what's going on in the community, Gator sports, a lot of other interesting things. And we have regular guests that add content to the show. So please join us Saturdays at 10:30, 97.3 The Sky. Anyhow, we are going to do a wrap on the show for today. We want to welcome and thank our guest, Dawn Smith, for helping out. And we'll see you next week on Meldon Law and Friends.